Something new. Stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no.
What's going on, y'all? Marcus here, back in the shop, doing a late night review on YG's album, Still Brazy, which is the sequel to My Crazy Life. And the first thing you'll notice on this album is that DJ Mustard is nowhere on this album as far as production goes. And I'm sure most of you already know that because this album's been out for about a week or two now. And again, sorry for the delay, but this is one of those albums where you just gotta let it sink in, man. I really couldn't just give it one or two spins and just give you my review. I had to let it sink in. But I'm definitely fucking with it. As far as production goes, again, this is proof that an artist does not need a certain producer to help put that artist on the map to make music, even when that artist kind of they disperse from each other. If the artist and the producer aren't making music anymore, a lot of people think that artist is just gonna flop because they need that certain sound to back it up. This case, not really. I mean, and it's been proven before because we look at Carter, the first Carter. Obviously, it wasn't Wayne's first album, but that was the one album that pretty much put the spotlight on Wayne, where he was the man before all the mixtapes and everything. This was that album that pretty much put him out there. And then, of course, the mixtapes came out, and then we had Carter 2, which is possibly, arguably, Wayne's best album. But it was that Carter 1 that pretty much put, again, the spotlight on Wayne. And what happened on Carter 1? Manny Fresh was all over the album, and then you go look at Carter 2, again, probably one of his best albums, arguably. Manny Fresh was nowhere on that album. So it's the same thing here. Like, to me personally, I love this album, and it shows that he did not need Mustard at all. I would like to see him on the third album, but it's not necessary. I love how his style and content matured so much from My Crazy Life. Again, YG is not the best lyricist, so he's not gonna win Metaphor of the Year, Punchline of the Year award, nothing like that. But the content, the sound definitely elevated from his last album. When I reviewed the documentary 2.5, which is Game's album, I actually said that I felt like that album was way too just specified towards the West Coast, and I wasn't feeling it for that reason. And I also said it's the same exact feeling for My Crazy Life. For whatever reason, I don't have that feeling at all on this album at all, and it has that same West Coast feeling completely. But if you compare the two albums, My Crazy Life was definitely just a ratchet turn-up album. That's all he talked about was just partying and bullshit, with the mix of flocking, which is that breaking into people's houses and robbing all their shit.
They ain't left this window open, man. Come on, smokers, go in.
Man, I'm on probation. I can't be.
Stop being a bitch and come on!
Which is, I guess, a big Cali thing, because we see a lot of that shit going on right now with Kevin Hart and a bunch of different celebrities like Chris Brown and them. And that's pretty much what we was talking about. You don't hear that much on this album, if at all. You actually hear a variety of different things rather than just some turn up shit and flocking. And it's not like I'm shitting on the album at all, because My Crazy Life, I did say I wasn't really feeling it, but it wasn't a whack album at all. I will say the production was kind of repetitive from time to time, and that's something I don't get from this album at all. It's not like I'm listening to one song and I feel like I'm listening to the exact same song maybe 3 songs later. I got that feeling on My Crazy Life, but here everything seems pretty unique, and it still has that G-Funk flavor. It has that G-Funk sound, that West Coast flavor, especially in that song Twist My Fingers, which, judging off the name of that song, you pretty much already know what it's about. So I was really fucking with this shit regardless. Again, getting away from that ratchet turn up shit and the whole flocking shit, he definitely has a lot more concepts in this album. He talks about police brutality, the time he got shot. What else he talk about? He talk about friends that hang around with him, that's just hanging around with him for money for the most part. Like, Gimme got shot, and when I first heard that song, I thought the dude's name was Gimme, so I didn't really understand it until I listened to it like the second or third time, where I realized he was actually talking about people who was just hanging out with him asking for money, you know, gimme, 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 and he was just naming them Gimme, so Gimme got shot. Self-explanatory. Again, it took me a little while. I don't know, I must have just been driving and just vibing to it and just wasn't really paying attention to the words. But then I got it and I was like, oh, I see what you're doing there. Okay, makes sense. And of course, the infamous fuck Donald Trump. And to me, I feel like I love the concept behind it. I love the message they're portraying. I love the fact that these dudes had the balls to go out there and shake the media up, because it kind of reminds me of when a bunch of rappers back in the mid-2000s were coming up with songs talking about fuck Bush. Fuck Bush. And even before that, if you want to go back to like the 80s when NWA had Fuck the Police, all these songs were super controversial, shaking the media up, had news anchors or news outlets, news anchors, whatever, news outlets talking about these rappers with these nasty viral songs and whatnot that's just rude and just disgusting. I love the fact that these guys were able to do that because I haven't heard a song like that in a long time to just shake the media up. Wake the fuck up, pretty much. Sadly though, I will say I got mixed feelings on the song itself on the technical side. Again, YG isn't the best lyricist, but I feel like his verse was cool. As far as Nipsey though, definitely got mixed feelings on that, bruh. Like, there are times I'm listening to this song and I feel like Nipsey's verse is okay, like I'm just vibing to it while I'm driving, or I'm listening to it in my headphones, and there are other times where I'm listening to it and I'm like, yo, Nipsey was definitely lazy. The lyrics are lazy, the flow is lazy, but that's not every time. It's only every now and again where I feel like that. Like, again, I had mixed feelings on this song when it comes to the technical side of the song. Like, the one thing I can't stand within his verse is that pause. It's like right smack in the middle of his verse. I can't stand that shit. Like, when you listen to the album, you actually hear the sound of money counting, the machine, the joint or whatever. You actually hear that, but when you watch the video, it's just a long pause, and that shit just, it stretches for way too long, and to me it's kind of irritating. Another song that has a great concept behind it is Blacks and Browns, which features a Chicano rapper named Sad Boy. My first time hearing it, and I think it's pretty dope that after hearing this song, I went to go check him out on YouTube, seeing if he had some other shit. I only saw videos from a couple years ago, but going through the comment section, it seemed like a bunch of people are checking this shit out, which makes his views go up because of this song. So props to the dude, because I don't think his verse on the song itself wasn't bad at all. Like, I'm definitely curious to see if he's gonna come out with any other music, because I didn't see any recent shit. But the concept of the song is pretty much both sides, both artists talking about how hard and the struggles that they both go through. Black people going through every day in Cali, Hispanics going through every day in Cali, normal typical shit. I like how it has that unity fact within there, because I know in LA, I've seen this on the History Channel on the news. It's not something that we ever really face out here in Maryland. I've never noticed this, but apparently out there, there was a big race war as far as the gangs with blacks and Latinos, and it wasn't just a gang thing or a drug thing. Apparently it spilled out into a big race war, some nasty shit that doesn't need to happen. It's some unnecessary shit. And I love the fact that they did this on this song, and it kind of reminds me of, remember when Snoop Dogg and B-Real had that one song, Vato, back in like 2008, 2009? It was probably earlier than that, probably like 2006, 2007, but it's like the 2016 version of Vato to me. But instead of just Snoop or just YG carrying the whole song, Sad Boy has his own verse and he expresses his own feelings and thoughts about the situation. And of course, just like his first album, he's going through some humorous skits within the album, like the song She Wish She Was a... And in this song, it features Joe Moses and J305, and pretty much they just talking about girls who are just fucking around, sleeping around, and the double standard, because when guys do it, it's just guys being guys, but when girls doing it, they're whole sluts. And look, I'm not here to talk about my side of how I feel about this situation. I'm just explaining to you what the song is about the double standard. So you could take that concept and run with it, and let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm not giving my opinion. That shit is, I'm keeping that here. But you know what the song is about. I broke it down to you. I think the funniest line is when somebody was like, I forgot who it was, someone was like, y'all hoes bleed once a month and we got a dick. Pretty much just telling you why girls can't do this but guys can. Probably not the coolest shit in the world to say around a girl, but you play that shit around your girlfriend, that is the funniest shit in the world, yo. You want a good laugh? Play that shit in the car with your shorty and see what her reaction is. Hilarious. Overall, I really like the album for what it is. The production knocks, the concepts is dope, his creativity is definitely maturing compared to what it was last time in his first album. Again, not to say his first album was bad, but I definitely think this is a step up to what it was before. I'm definitely waiting to see what he does within his third album. I also didn't mention this, but I like the fact that he has this menace to society feeling within the album, because he narrates certain songs, like in the song Gimme Got Shot. He kind of has a skit within his friend talking about, yo, let me borrow some money. I know you got the money right there, bro. Let me get a couple $100. And he kind of narrates that like in the movie Menace to Society. So I think that's pretty dope right there. But I will say, I do kind of miss some DJ Mustard. So I want to hear some DJ Mustard shit on the third album. I'm waiting to hear that shit. But again, he doesn't necessarily need him because the shit rocked. So I say 4 out of 5. This is definitely worth a download. Keep it in your phone. It's definitely one of the best albums of the year so far from what I think. I definitely like this shit. And because I don't really ever compare albums, but because this album came out at the same time as Game's album, Streets of Compton, I will say this: if you had only $20 in your wallet or whatever, $20 in your credit card, and you were going to purchase one of the two albums, you weren't thinking about the streaming shit, you were actually going to purchase one of the two, I would definitely say buy this shit right here, because overall it's a better album. Not to say that Streets of Compton is a bad album at all. I enjoyed it for what it was, but to me it's more of a streamable shit because it has more singles, has pretty good singles, but as an album overall it's not all that compared to this one. This is that shit right here. Definitely one of my favorite albums of the year so far, so 4 out of 5. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, comment, share, let me know what you think, and that's it. Catch y'all later.